Welcome back to another episode of Flour Gold Wizards. I'll tell you why I get the gold and you don't. I get to the spots nobody else could get to. You got to be in peak top shape to get down to these spots. You want to get the gold, you get in there and get it. Today I'm just going from spot to spot, doing a little prospecting, filling up a pail here, filling up a pail there. Nothing too serious, just so I got a few more spots in the future in case one's not panning out, I can head to another one. I figured this looks like a pretty good spot around these big boulders, and I'll get a full pail out of here and see what's in it for another day. Back in a bit. All right, let's take a look at the material I'm pulling out of this little spot. Nice and black. Got a nice little mixture of quartz in there. And you can see you can see the black sand in this stuff. So I'll fill up a pail of this stuff screened down through my classifier here. And on to the next spot. Back in a bit. Now that's some dark material right there. That's what I'm looking for. And done. You gotta get one of them. Well, I guess I won't be bringing the team down to this spot. Hey, spot number 3. I'm almost there. And this is what's blocking the road. I can't fit through there. Come on. That's 15 miles I gotta go back the other way and around. Yeah, boy. Alright, spot number 3. Or 4 or whatever. I'm gonna get my suction tube in here. And there's some material down at the bottom of this culvert here, and you can see it if you get up close, and you can see there's black sand and streaks running right down the middle of this thing. So I'm going to grab my tube, fill up what I can into my pail here. My handsome cameraman, aka my dad, Roger, say hi.
Peace.
He's going to do a little filming. He's part of the wizard team, so let's get to it. And we are getting some material. Well, after me and my dad rappelled down a mountainside, we came across this big old quartz showing here, just sticking out of the side of this big hill. And it's tough to see, but it's a pretty steep hill right there. And there's quite a bit of quartz just sticking out of the ground here. And there's actually a pretty good amount of it. And this big quartz seam goes underground here and it pokes back up over here. This is all quartz, buried by this moss and that.
That anything?
Yeah. And it might be, it's got some mineralization in there, not a whole lot, and I don't even know what it is, but a lot of it's just barren quartz. But there's mountains of it. just laying out in the boat. I'll find us a big nugget, come back to it. All right, we got some samples of that stuff. I think we're gonna move on to our next spot. All right, I think this can be my last sample location for the day. And as you can see, I'm at another random out in the middle of nowhere glacial till gravel pit. And I have found gold here in the past in small amounts. I haven't run too much material out of here, but it is here. And the type of material I'm looking for is stuff like this decomposing rock right here. Look at all that just crumbles into nothing. And you've got different colors of decomposing material here. Here's some more right here. And you've got some up on the top. I mean, this stuff is just turning into powder all by itself. And there's rocks of every variety you can imagine here. And you do have the opportunity to possibly find an agate or two. So I'm gonna take a sample pail out of here again, just for something to play with, and we'll get to the results. Well, as you can see, I'm back at my shop. I know on the last video I did, I said I was gonna pick it up over at Lake Superior, but I had the opportunity to go with my dad today and do a little prospecting, so I jumped on it. Lake Superior can wait. I had a great time with my dad, and I think he had a good time too, and we will prospect again with him this summer. So what I've got here now is I've got my sluice all set up in the garage here, and I've got 4 pails of material or samples that I gathered from different spots today. Here's that first one, and I guess it doesn't really matter which order they're in. I know which is which. There's that gravel pit stuff, still dry. And this one here is that real black looking stuff that I pulled out of a culvert with my tube. But I think, I know there's gonna be gold in a couple of these because I've gotten gold out of that stuff in the past. So let's go ahead and turn this baby on here. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my little strip on there and level this water out, and we'll start adding material. And this stuff is dirty. And we might have to change our water a time or two here, but no matter. I'm still having some fun. Throw some of that in there. Yeah, that's real dirty. But I've gotten some pretty good gold out of this particular material here in the past. So I expect to do pretty fair here. And them other ones are gonna be, you know, a poke and a peek, or a peek and a poke. But looks like it's working down pretty decent. I don't want to run it too fast because it's flour gold. So I'm gonna run this through there and we'll pick it back up at the end of it a little more. All right, I've got that first batch of material all run through already. I've got a pretty decent pile of black sand here, a little bit of blondes on the top, and I just quickly pulled it back just to see if I was right about this spot, and I am. There's got to be, I don't know, crepes, 20 or 30 little specks that I can see scattered all about this stuff. So I'm guessing that we did pretty good in that, just that one little pail there. That spot was pretty good the last time I was there. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up my royal table, which is right over here. And I'm gonna run this through that, and we'll take a look at that. And run the other stuff and run that over the royal table and see what we get for a total. Yeah. Be right back. All right, here's that material from that first run. I got the royal table set up. I'm gonna dump a little bit of this on there, see what happens. All right. Yeah, maybe give it a little swish around. I'm sure there's some more in here. There's one little guy up in right there. Yeah, now they're starting to show up. I think I put that on there a little too thick, but you can see it working itself into the sand there. That definitely, so there is some gold in here. Let me run that down a little bit and we'll take a look when there's something other than 3 specks to look at. All right, there's the gold from spot number 1, about a half a pail. A few little specks here and there, but I don't know, I guess I count, let's see, I don't know, 20-ish or so. I don't feel like counting every single one. I got a bunch more material to run through, but that's pretty darn good for a half a pail. All right, let's continue. All right, and from about a half a pail of this raw digging material out of that gravel pit, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little colors, which isn't so bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and suck them up and throw them in the pile with the gold from the first little spot there. And as a special treat today, last summer me and my dad went to Lake Superior together, and I gave him a little bit of the concentrates to pan down at his leisure. And he hates panning now. And he only got through about half of it, and here's the other half. So I think we're gonna go ahead and run that. And I'm gonna save that other material there. It's getting pretty late in the afternoon here. And it'll be dark by the time I'm done running those other 2 pails through this system. So let's go ahead and run this stuff here, and we'll see how much gold is in it. Let me grab a quick spoon of it and throw it on there. Give you a little example of what I'm pulling out of Lake Superior, because this is raw and unsearched right out of my sluice from Lake Superior last summer. And as you can see, the gold is showing up. There's quite a bit of gold in that stuff. It's all the way through. It's everywhere. I might have to turn my water down just a little teeny bit here. Look at that. That's Lake Superior, folks. The sooner I get back there, the better. So let me run this all through, this little half a cup, and we'll see what that looks like. Back in a bit. I've got those couple of tablespoons of material run down, and about like I expected here. There's a decent amount. I mean, it's not pounds by any means, but it sure does make it worthwhile. And they're not all little tiny little dots either. I mean, you get some nice pieces in there. Look at that one there. That almost looks like that little heart piece that I found out in the creek that time. There's some nice little chunks of gold in that Lake Superior stuff, but you know, most of it's going to be these dots, but they do add up. And this particular batch is from the very first time that I ever went to the beach there, so it's not the best concentrated material in the world, but I sure learned a lot from that trip. And I did quite a bit better since then, and this is going to be a pretty good summer. Yeah. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. We found a couple of new spots. I mean, I've been to that one before, but I tried it up a little bit higher in the water column, and the gold's the same. You get a 5-gallon pail, you're getting about 30 to 40, maybe even up to 50 colors out of it. And I'll be back there this summer. You know, my dad lives up in that area, and I want to get him a little more involved here. And I think he had a good time. And I will get up to Lake Superior. I had to peel off a day for my dad. Love you, Dad. And I've got something special planned for tomorrow. I got something coming in the mail from one of my subscribers, and we're going to take care of that on tomorrow's video. So Until the next episode, like, share, subscribe. Please leave a comment. And Flower Gold Wizards, out.